Okay.
Yes.
So that was Miss Adelaide Benavides.
She's a good time. She's really fun.
Yeah, she's a lot of fun. She's a awesome person to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
She's a lot of fun. I mean, she's got one of those contagious laughs, right?
Yes.
When she starts laughing,
Yeah.
she makes you want to laugh. Some people just have that kind of laugh.
She has personality, and that
Yeah.
and explains why she's all the way in Los Angeles and doing crazy good things.
Yeah, awesome things. We'll talk more about her mariachi stuff when she was over there. But what's cool is that tour she's on now. Mm-hmm. She was talking to us after a sound check or before a sound check.
Yes.
That she's on this tour. I don't remember what the name of the tour was. But
Happy tour, something like that.
something about joy.
Yes.
And so she's going to be in Austin on May 31st.
Yes.
At the Paramount, she said. So hopefully we can check that show out and see her backstage. Because she's just such a fun person, but like she was saying, when she after she graduated from Texas State and all that, she went to California and she played with Mariachi Divas for a little while.
Yes.
I imagine you're familiar with Mariachi Divas.
Yes, of course.
Have you followed them for a long time?
Not for a really long time. I know I discovered. Well, I didn't discover them. I heard about them in high school. Lots of boleros, lots of high pitched singing.
Yeah.
Well, let's say that lots of boleros and a lot of their vocal range. It goes high.
Yeah, they go really high. I do know that.
Yes.
Now I don't think Addie's on any of those CD recordings because I think she was in a part of their thing before they got really going with that. So they've won a couple of Grammys or Latin Grammys. Mm-hmm. So I don't think she's on any of those, but she did play with them a lot. Do they play at Disney World? No.
Yeah, no.
Disneyland?
If it's Disney, it's going to be Disneyland.
Right.
And yes, I do believe that they do play.
And their leader is Cindy Shay.
Yes,
right?
Cindy Shay.
Cindy Shay, she's a trumpet player.
Yes, really good trumpet player.
That's what Addie said. Addie's a good trumpet player. Mm-hmm. And she said that Cindy Shay is a great trumpet player. So more importantly that, though, is the props that Addie was giving to Cindy about her, managing skills, how she's able to run this enterprise. Because there's more than one group. I mean, she's got quite a few, girls that she goes between to be able to farm out gigs to different groups.
Yep.
So I mean
it's a production.
That's a good little marketing thing that she did, and the stint she had with Divas. Mm-hmm. I know Addie told me this a long time ago, but I do remember her telling me that when she was playing with Divas, pretty much because she was a Texas girl, because she was from Texas, anytime they had anything, they played anything in their mariachi that was Selena. Addie, you want to come up and sing this one? She was always the Selena girl.
Yeah. Yep.
And now Addie, of course she has this tour, but she also talked a little bit about some of those. She's done what's the best way to put it? Like tribute concerts, tribute shows where she dresses like other people do. So she has like a tribute show where she dresses, puts on a wig and dresses like Celia Cruz, and does another one where she puts on a wig and dresses like Selena.
Wow.
She's done those.
That's really cool. Because it's just more than, first of all, again, based on the interview, genuine person, talented person, lots of spunk. But to do that, it's not only having that musical talent, but it's also having that artistic talent to act, to impersonate, to live it up, to look like it. There's an artistry, putting on a wig and looking like them, putting on that makeup.
Yeah. It was really funny how she said that you'll get paid twice as much just by putting on a wig or something. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what experiences have you had of with big name people?
Yeah, she talked a little bit about, some of the stuff that goes on in LA. One time, by no means is this LA. Mm-hmm. That's a much smaller thing, but there was this awards thing that used to go in Austin and also in San Antonio. It was called Premios a la Música Latina. Mm-hmm. And one time they were doing a show in Austin, and they were having Shaila Durcal, with the daughter of Rocío Durcal. Actually, I think it's pronounced Durcal.
Durcal, yes.
Durcal. I keep saying Durcal, but it's Durcal. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so Shaila Durcal was going to be singing, and so they contacted us and said, "Hey, Texas State Mariachi, we want you to accompany Shaila Durcal." And so they sent me like a YouTube video, a video link. No music.
You're just like,
and they sent me this YouTube video link. And like I was telling Addie, that was my first experience with that, which she obviously says it's very common, which I walked in. First of all, I had to write out all the music, and then I took it over there, and they was never going to play the mariachi. Mariachi was never going to play. We just had to fake it.
You're out there.
Yeah, everybody's faking it. Is this everybody? You kind of feel dumb, but then when you see the finished product, it looks pretty good. So you're like, okay, well, I guess that's the way it's done.
It just has to, what did she say? It just has to be synced, right?
Yeah, they just have to look. It has to look like you know what you're doing.
Look like the part. Because honestly, have you seen like and it happens a lot in like shows on Hollywood and stuff like that. But like the Super Bowl, you're gonna tell me when they have an orchestra? Who was it? Well, I think it was The Weeknd. They had like multiple instruments. They had like I think he had like an orchestra, so violins. You're gonna tell me that's a real orchestra?
Yeah.
Probably not.
I mean, I'm guessing not.
No.
Because especially if you're talking about like a Super Bowl performance, there's all kinds of like sound things that can go wrong and wind or whatever. To have the pristine sound that they need to have, a lot of that needs to be pre-recorded.
Yes. And that's what she was talking about.
Yeah, she was talking about, a lot of bands do pre-recorded tracks just to get that big fat sound. The band she's with right now, there's like a dedicated person that is like, it's like an extra member of the band, and their instrument is the laptop to run all the tracks, all their backing tracks. But they have the setup she was talking about was pretty sophisticated, where on the spot that person can like do the chorus again. They can redo the chorus, so there's a little spontaneity to it, but that person is in charge of the laptop.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
As far as technology, I just do on and off button. Yeah. And if it doesn't work, you just restart the computer.
I've actually, I mean, I'll be honest with you, a bunch of other people would be like, what? I would never want to play in a band that has tracks. I actually don't mind.
Yeah.
I don't mind playing in a band that is using tracks and all that. There's a time and a place for that. Mm-hmm. Now, would I do that in a local bar or something like that? No. But if I'm playing a big gig or I'm playing a big wedding where it needs to be perfect, or a TV show, and playing with tracks. I don't have that hang up. It's not insulting my musicianship. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. I get paid for the gig.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what Addie's attitude was. Mm-hmm. She said the same thing. She doesn't do it with like her gigging band, but she plays in a lot of bands that do that. Yeah,
you have to be versatile in all of these things. If you want to make it big, and there's so much. Props to the people that are in the entertainment industry, and they're at the level where it's like Hollywood, like Addie's over there in Los Angeles, where she has to do like the social media stuff, where she has to market herself her own way, and then she has to be flexible, where she has to be creative but yet has to appeal to the main audience, and then she has to do lots of things if that means putting on a wig or whatever. So props to, it's a lot of work, so props to them.
Yeah, no, big props, because that is a lot of work. Did you catch that thing where she was talking? I don't know. Are you familiar? We talked a little bit in an interview about the Grupo Fantasma guys. Mm-hmm. Are you familiar with Grupo Fantasma? You heard of them?
No, I haven't. But I'm assuming, are they Tejano? No.
They're not Tejano.
They're conjunto?
I mean, they were a big... Well, they play a lot of cumbias and they play salsa and all that.
Oh, okay.
They're an original band. They play original music.
Gotcha.
But they're out of Austin, and they're called Grupo Fantasma. And I don't know how many members in the group now are ex-Texas State students, but there for a while there was a good half or more than half of that band were all graduates of Texas State University that were in Salsa del Rio at Texas State, and great band, absolutely great band. If you're ever in Austin and you hear Grupo Fantasma playing somewhere,
go see them.
Go see them and go up to one of them and say, hey, I'm from Texas State, because you'll probably be talking to a Texas State alum.
Wow. Well, hopefully we'll get to have them here on the podcast so that way we can also get to know them. I get to know them for myself. Yeah,
that'd be great to get to know them and talk to them. One of the big things they did is they were, and this is before he passed away, but they were on Prince's radar. Prince. Mm-hmm. They had this regular gig out in the West Coast that they played at a lot, and Prince would always go up on stage and play along with them.
Wow.
Prince.
Wow.
And he'd get up and he'd get his guitar out. I don't know if you knew that Prince was an amazing guitar player.
Yeah.
And he would get up and solo with them, and so they became real tight with Prince. Obviously, that's a big loss that he's gone now, but they were real tight with him.
Wow.
With Grupo. But then the Grupo Fantasma guys, they diversify themselves a little bit. Mm-hmm. They have this other band where a lot of the same members of Grupo Fantasma are in this other band, but in this other band, they don't do Latin music. They don't do like salsa. They do funk. And they're called, brown out. That's what they're called, brown out.
Brown out.
Not blackout, but brown out.
Okay.
So a lot of Grupo Fantasma guys are in brown out. And then, I think recently, I don't know, this is why we should have those guys on. Mm-hmm. But they started another band, and they kind of like do, in funk, they do a lot of music from Black Sabath. Oh. This is old, back what used to be called heavy metal back in those days, in the 70s and 80s, band called Black Sabath. And so they do a lot of Black Sabbath music in funk, and they call that band Brown Sabbath.
I like it.
And that band actually took off for a while. All of this is, I haven't kept up with them in a long time, so this is why we should have those on.
Yes.
Those guys would be great to talk to.
So if you're listening to the podcast, we would love to have you.
Yeah, if any group of guys are out there, be waiting for a phone call, because we definitely want you on the show one day.
Very cool.
Especially so Miss Alondra and get to know y'all.
Yes, I would like to get to know y'all. Brown Sabbath too.
Brown Sabbath, Brown Out, Grupo Fantasma, yeah. Great. And Addie's actually done several videos with them.
Okay.
So if you go on and you watch go on YouTube, look for Adelaide Pilar. Mm-hmm. That's her middle name. Pilar is her middle name. You'll see some of her songs that she's played with Grupo Fantasma, and you'll see the Grupo Fantasma. And they're a great band. Great band.
Nice. We need
that band's been around for a long, long time, before even some of these members joined them. Grupo Fantasma, I remember hearing about them back when I was playing in salsa bands in Austin, like in 2000, 2001 years. Wow. Grupo Fantasma was already playing out there in those years. This before these Texas State students joined them. So they've been around for a good long time.
See, I feel like the name does resonate, but I don't know.
You feel like the name what?
Resonates.
Yeah. It's a cool name, right?
Fantasma.
Grupo Fantasma.
Yeah.
I've always said, anytime you're like a salsa band or something like that, you want to pick a name for your band that obviously resonates to your Latino roots, but also that non-Hispanics are not scared of pronouncing. Mm-hmm. So
Fantasma.
Grupo Fantasma, or they'll just call them Grupo.
Yeah.
Even though lots of bands are called Grupo this, Grupo that. But people also say, oh, you're going to go see Grupo? Let's go see Grupo.
Weren't we talking about that earlier?
Yeah.
We were talking about, like, changing the subject, but talking about how, like, why are there, like, mariachis? Mm-hmm. It's mariachi and then the name.
Yeah.
Why can't it just be the name? It has to always have mariachi.
Yeah. Everybody had, you always have to say Mariachi Vargas, Mariachi Sol de Mexico, Mariachi Cobre, Mariachi this, Mariachi that. Everybody has, mariachi is just the understood first part of your name. I mean,
if you see the group and if you hear them, you know it's a mariachi.
Well, and if you're going to a mariachi concert, you know you're going to be seeing a mariachi.
Yeah, and it has to have mariachi, so.
So I don't know. I want somebody to come out and say, yeah, we're not mariachi this, mariachi that. Our name is just this.
Yes.
Whatever the name is. No, we're not mariachi this, we're just this.
Yes, that's just interesting. I mean, it goes with multiple. It's not even just the mariachi world. Like, it's conjunto groups. Like, conjunto primavera. Is the real name primavera? Or is it, because conjunto, it's what it is. Or like, banda limón. Your name is Limón.
Well, there's, in the salsa world, there's Grupo Nietzsche. Mm-hmm. There's Grupo Guayacán. There's also Sonora Dinamita.
Yeah.
Sonora Matancera. Sonora Carruseles. There's a lot. Those little pre-name little descriptors are all over the Latino community, or the music of the Latino community.
And you're right, in the Latino community. because
it was
American groups don't have that.
Rock band, the Beatles.
Exactly, rock band, the
rock
Beatles.
Band, the Rolling Stones.
We already know it's a rock band.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's a we'll have to get a historian or an ethnomusicologist to come up and explain that.
Yes.
Why that's part of our Latino way we look at our artists and not part of anything else. Yeah.
And like, is that like a matter of translation? Is it a matter of custom?
Jazz band Count Basie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No,
that just doesn't.
That's a Latino thing.
Yeah, it is.
Whoa.
That's weird. We'll have to find the answer to that. Find out the answer to that one day.
If you're an ethnomusicologist, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Give us a history lesson.
Please give us a history of that. That'd be interesting to know. We'll talk about it in one of our podcasts.
Yes, let's do that. So.
Anyway, I had fun with Addie.
Yes.
Adelaide. I keep calling her Addie, but she's a grown-up woman. Her name is Adelaide Pilar.
Yes.
And I have nothing but respect for her. So proud of her, all her accomplishments and all that. She's a friend, and she's a former student, and I have nothing but respect, and I'm so proud of everything she's doing. So it's awesome. It was awesome visiting with her, awesome seeing her.
Sweet person. Sweet person. Lots of fun. So thank you so much for Miss Addie for being on the podcast with us and giving us a good time. I think this has been one of the funnest episodes.
Yeah, I really liked it.
I like it too.
All right. We'll be back and we'll talk about it next week.
Yes.